Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play Beyond Baker Street. It's ages 10 and up, 2 to 4 players, and takes about 30 minutes. Let me show you how to play. The goal of the game is to beat Sherlock Holmes to solving a case. You're the little white guy and he is purple. Here we have set up a 4-player game, and this is a cooperative game. You are going to be working together to solve the case. And they have a handy guide here on the board. For a 2-player game, each person would get 6 cards. For 3, you'd each get 4, and for 4, you would each get 3. So we've got a 4-player game set up here. The main thing to know about dealing out the cards is you do not look at your cards. They're dealt out. Here you can see all of them, but you hold your cards up away from yourself and you never get to look at them. You are depending on your fellow players to give you clues about what you're holding in your hand so that you're able to solve the case. There are special character cards. Do not use them your first round. They come into play for subsequent rounds of play, and you get to use that either have powers that help you or even ones that hurt you as you're trying to beat Sherlock Holmes. So you are doing case number 1 here. So put these off to the side. In the future, you will use them, and they are very fun, and they are a lot of what makes the game work and be very fun for repeat play. Also, there's a cheat sheet of actions that I'm going to place down here. Each turn, you can do 1 of 5 different actions, and we're going to walk you through that. Your case card has different information for you. It says Holmes 15, so that's the spot that Sherlock Holmes starts on. And the impossible right here is basically your discard pile. And after you have played 4 cards on here, Sherlock Holmes gets to move forward a spot each time you place a card. So in order to win the game, you need to match cards with these different, the motive, opportunity, and suspect. So you shuffle these, lay them out, flip them up, and they have different numbers on them. And the writing doesn't mean anything. You don't even have to read any of it. You're just trying to match the color and have your cards add up to the numbers on here. All the numbers on here are 7 and up, and all of the cards, your evidence cards in your hand, are 1 through 6. And so you start here, Sherlock starts here. In future rounds, he'll be on the second round, he starts on 12. The impossible is still 4 cards, but it changes as you go along for future rounds. So it can go down to, he starts all the way up at 11. You only get 2 cards in here before he starts moving forward. So it becomes more challenging, and it's very important to use the special characters' abilities in order to win. The only other piece of information you need these are your little confirmation tacks. You tack it in once you place cards that add up to the right amount here. So let's say this got the right amount, 4 to 5, purple 4 and 5 is here. Someone can, on their turn, for their turn, confirm it, and wherever Sherlock is, that's really helpful because he moves back a spot when you do that. All right, we're going to walk through all of the different actions you can take on your turn. So it's 1 action per turn. And the first thing you're going to look at is the cards that you flipped up along here. It is the bottom action, but at the beginning of the game, you may wish to pursue, which means if one of these, do you see how there's 2 purple ones here? You might choose the larger one, and someone will take their turn to perform the pursue move, where they discard it and flip up the next one in the pile, hoping that it's a different color, because there is only 1 of each number from 1 to 6 of each color out here. So it can be quite difficult if there are multiple cards with the same color to have enough to add up to the total required there. So someone pursued, they discarded this. Sometimes you decide to pursue after you've played a couple cards, and at which point you get to pick up those cards, shuffle them back in with the rest of the evidence cards so you still have them to use for whatever else comes up. So that's the pursue move. it does count as one card in the impossible. So if you are like, nah, I don't like this, and you keep on discarding and you discard 4 cards, you've used up all of your impossible moves, and from then on, anytime you put a card over here, Sherlock Holmes will move forward 1. So it is best to do that as little as possible. Next, you can assist someone, which is basically everyone's holding up their cards, nobody's getting to look at them, and you're giving someone a clue about what's in their hand. A key aspect of this is you can't pick just one thing. If someone's trying to give me a clue about this hand, they can't tell me, you have a purple 5. You can only say, you have a 5. And they have to point at both of the cards that are that number. So if they say 5, they point at both of these. If they say orange, they point at both of these. If they say purple, it's this. So they either are pointing at number or color. And then, if you assist someone, Sherlock gets to move forward 1 each turn when someone has been assisted. So generally, you're not operating under a full amount of information. You don't know that this is a purple 5. Someone will just say, you have a purple. So if this person, they went first, they used an assist to tell me I had a purple. On my turn, I look out here and I'm like, well, they probably told me that for a reason. So I would investigate. Even without knowing it's a 5, I would play it out here. And that's my turn. Sherlock doesn't move for that. And I just get to draw a new evidence card. And my turn is then over. So as the game progresses, this person also chooses to give an assist to this player because they want them to play their purple 4. So we add up to 9 here. And so they might just say 4, and this person, you have to use some strategy and deductive reasoning, looks around and says, well, they probably told me that because 5 plus 4 is 9. So they're just going to play it blind and hope for the best. Huzzah, they were right. They get to draw another card, and then he moved forward 1 because they assisted this player. And now this person can choose to either assist or they can confirm if they wanted. So if they chose to confirm, that's their whole turn, and Sherlock would move back a place. If things go poorly and someone doesn't remember which card is which, so let's say this person, instead of playing the 4, got a little confused, which is easy to have happen, and they said, oh, I think this is the one they pointed at, and they played this here. What happens is this just gets added onto this total. So now you have to get a purple 12. It hasn't changed the color. It is still a purple 12 that you need to reach up to. And if something like that happens, sometimes it makes things too wonky and you don't have the cards to equal the number anymore, and then you can discard these into this card into the impossible, and you take this and shuffle them back in with your evidence cards and keep on trying to play. But we'll just say they got it, they remembered, they were super smart, and this person has this card instead. So at this point you're asking yourself, okay, I get it, I'm supposed to match along with these and add up to this. How on earth do I move this along so I can get to the end and beat Sherlock? Excellent question. So what you do is, it is strategically best to wait to move this along until you have solved probably all of these, because sometimes the cards that you're playing you need for this. But what you're trying to do is play high cards typically. And if we came along and somebody said, you have 6, and they pointed all 3 6s, we say, yay, we're going to use those. These were all matched up. So let's say these were matched up. We've confirmed 1 or 2, but not all 3, because if you confirm all 3 before you've gotten to here, you lose. So don't do that. So then it's this person's turn. They place their card face up into the impossible, and they move along 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then they get another card, another 6. They are very lucky. And remember, these two, I should probably just put cards on here so it's a little bit easier. All right, this is happier looking. This is what it would actually look like as you're moving your little white token along. And so it gets to this person and they say 5. And so this person puts theirs in. You move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw a replacement card. Sherlock would be a lot further along by this point because you've been giving a lot of clues to play these. So we'll just say he's made it to here. And now at this point, he knows that he has a 6. So he plays it into the impossible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gets a replacement card. But at this point, for every card you play, Sherlock moves forward 1. So hopefully somebody has told this player that they have a couple 3s to choose from. So they say, yes, I'm going to play one of those. They move 3, 1, 2, 3. Sherlock moves forward 1 because counting this face down card, there are now 5 cards in the impossible. So he gets to move 1 each time. The game is not over now. You have it here. You have these 2 confirmed. This person just needs to take their turn, confirm this, and technically he goes back 1, and you have won the game. So to summarize, you only win if you get your white token to exactly 20 and don't overshoot it. You have to get the exact numbers total added up here and confirm each one, but you have to wait to confirm the third one until you have your token here, and Sherlock cannot beat you to the end. You're trying to get to exactly 20, and he, I don't know why, he is going down from 15 to 0, and you're going up to 20. So that's how to play Beyond Baker Street. It is a challenging cooperative game which requires excellent teamwork and strategy. So check it out. Thanks and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.